It is now time for a service that I'm very excited. I am actually a little nervous, to give, and I want to share with you. It is a lot of moving parts, so this is definitely almost a workshop than it is just a passive service. So I'm going to explain it as we're going to go through the 7 chakras. And you can see I've kind of temporarily moved this banner up here. We're going to start with the bottom, which is red. It goes up to yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, and then ultimately white. Now, a lot of times you see that there's violets on top and there's indigo. I remembered my high school physics. The story is Isaac Newton actually only saw 6 colors. Being human, we actually see 6. There are other animals who can see way more. Some can see fewer. But for our human experience, it presumably opens to 6. But Newton, being a man of somewhat mysticism and oddly enough, being the man who also invented calculus, he was kind of prone to some ideas about numerology and things, and he felt like there had to be a 7th. So he threw in that purple-blue mix, which we call indigo, in there, and pushing violet up to the top. But for this purpose, and I tend to like white because what is white? But when we see white, we see all the colors being bounced back to us. And so white is the culmination of all the power, all the strength, all the good things in those lower 6 chakras. And so that's why I like white. And that's so often why they talk about seeing a white light when, right, we walk, the people who have, beyond life experiences, and they often call seeing a white light, not a purple light. But so that's why I'm sticking with white today, and I'm so glad this banner and the art on the front of your bulletin is in line with it. Now, you'll also see that there are some representations which we've used in the past, we will use again. I have put in brackets some Sanskrit symbols. So we often just chant with Om, but that is only for one of the chakras. So we are going to actually chant when it comes time to each of those syllables, but you won't read them when we do a recitation. Now, the packet, you'll see you got 2 different colors of paper for those of you here at AMC. And on one of them, you're going to take some time and you're going to write one weakness, one area of challenge you have in the area of the chakra. And then you're going to write on the other one way that you have been blessed, something that's a strong suit for you on the other piece of paper. Some of you, because I was cutting hastily, may have some torn paper. So if you have something that's slightly torn, use that one for the bad one, the weakness, the challenge. Keep it the symbol. So those at home, if you're working with 2 pieces of paper, there's a part in this where I actually have those in person crush that one in the left hand into a ball, into a fist. If you're only working with 2 pieces of paper, at the time you can just kind of scratch it out with some passion and to cancel it out as well. Julia has picked 7 tunes which are going up in a scale. Now, a lot of times you'll hear people say, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That actually applies, that's what they use. Those tones resonate. You can't get off the internet now with finding these specific notes which correlate with these chakras. Well, those pitches, what Mozart used was not the same note that we use today. So you can imagine that even before this diatonic scale, which is so common in Western society, came into being, that these pitches didn't line up to that, when these were brought in the East, when they were these chants and these tones were brought in the East. But it's a good way to kind of show that the elevation of frequency with the pitch. And so this is not locked in, and the Western scale is still not ubiquitously or always used, universally used, in the East, but this is a good way for us to kind of, as we meditate, move up in frequency, and so don't think that is just set in stone. If you see something different from what we're using today. So with that in line, let's start with the root chakra, which is at the bottom here. And you've got you're going to start with 2 pieces of red paper, But first, let's read out of the bulletin, starting with the words, the root chakra. You ready? The root chakra is our source of stability, perseverance, trust, and security. As a divine spirit currently manifesting in a physical body, I see my first chakra, my root chakra, as the foundation for the temple in which my spirit resides and evolves. As such, I honor, love, and care for my body and mind. Use the sacred energy of this chakra. I envision myself in healthful wholeness, and I strive for renewed commitment in 2023 to lovingly restoring and maintaining my physical and mental fitness, thereby strengthening the foundation for my spiritual growth. Now, I want you to take the first two pieces of red paper and take a moment while Julia plays to reflect on what we've just read. And on one, I want you to write one way you struggle in this area. And on the other, write down a strength you have in this area. And when you're done, set the struggle to your left and the strength to your right. Now, we're not going to do this for every chakra, but I want to give you kind of a somatic tool that you can do with these other chakras. And so maybe we'll do one or two today, depending on the time. So I want you to take what you've written on the struggle card, and I want you to close your eyes, and if you can, think of an incident or a time where this issue was a source of conflict or difficulty for you. Or you can think of a hypothetical situation. Okay, so just close your eyes and think of what you've written on the struggle card, and think of an incident where that struggle in this chakra energy came forth into your life. Now, walk through that moment. And as you walk through that moment in your mind, where in your body do you feel this conflict, this tension, this negative chakral energy? I want you to put your hands over that spot. And with your eyes closed, I want your posture, let your physical posture take on that energy. Let it shape your posture. How does it affect your body? Now I want you to take a breath through your nose all the way down to the root chakra, and then magnify that posture 25% more. That negative energy, feel it wherever it is. Let it overcome your posture. Magnify it 25% more. Now, take another breath, and we're going to magnify it one more time. Let it overtake your posture. This negative chakral condition. With your mind's eye, now I want you to take with one hand find that negative energy that you've focused into your body. I want you to, with your eyes closed, rip it out of your body with one hand and then open it and look at it. What does it look like? Is it jagged? Is it sharp? Is it slimy? Maybe it's a specific object that is meaningful to you. Now, with the other hand, which is empty, because you've set down your paper, I want you to clap your hands together and crush that thing. And I want you to rub your hands together in circular motions. And what you're going to do is we are going to transform this negative object, which symbolizes a negative condition, a negative energy. We're going to transform it into something positive and powerful and beautiful. And still with your eyes closed, when you're open your palms and behold with your mind's eye something new, something transformed, luminous and beautiful. What does it look like? It could be an object. It can just have beautiful qualities, beautiful texture, beautiful color, something new. Now, breathe through your nose down to the root chakra and place it back in the spot where you extracted the old, and feel it radiate through your body. Take on the new posture of this new energy. Breathe again to your root chakra, and now I want you to walk back through that scenario you imagined with this new posture, this new energy. How is the exchange changed? How did you move differently? Take note of any new feelings or outcomes. And when you're ready, I want you to look over to the paper to your right. Place it in the palm of both hands and look at the strength you've placed there. Okay. Place it open in both hands, like it's almost like you're a Buddha statue with the open hands and with holding the red. And now, breathing slowly down through your nose to the root chakra, we're going to chant 3 times using the syllable LAM. LAM. 3 times. Here we are. And you want to play the first note on the piano? LAM. Breathe down to the root chakra again. LAM. One last time. LAM. With your strength, your gift that you've placed on this piece of paper, picture yourself using this to walk through the world, making your world and the world around you a better place. One more breath to your root chakra, and on the exhale, slowly open your eyes. Now I want you to reach out to your left with your left hand and grab the paper that has your struggle. Crumple it tightly into a ball and repeat after me. I know my true self. I know my true self, and you do not belong with me. And you do not belong with me. You are not my true self. You are not my true self. Now gently set it aside, and looking at the paper in your right hand, repeat after me. In gratitude, I will use this gift. In gratitude, I will use this gift as a light upon my path.
As a light upon my path.
As a light upon the world.
As a light upon the world.
And returning to your bulletin, we move to the sacral chakra, sacral chakra. Repeating after me in your bulletin. The sacral chakra is our source of creative life energy. This sacred center is associated with change, polarities, emotions, and sexuality. My challenges are opportunities. I see myself emotionally centered and balanced in all situations, knowing there is wisdom and learning in every experience. I am allowed to take my own path. I put my energy into the things that matter to me. I am free to create the life I desire. I trust in my ability to make good decisions. So on the left paper of the orange, you are going to write a challenge or a struggle. And on the right, you are going to write a blessing or where you are strong with this energy. Just going to give you a minute or two. I want you to take a look at the one that has got your struggle and your challenge. All right? And I want you, with your left hand, crumple it into a ball and repeat after me. I know my true self. I know my true self, and you do not belong with me.
You do not belong with me.
You are not my true self.
You are not my true self.
Now set it aside to your left. And now, with your right hand, pick up the paper and look at what you've written there and repeat after me. In gratitude, I will use this gift. In gratitude, I will use this gift as a light upon my path.
As a light upon my path.
As a light upon the world.
As a light upon the world.
Now, put one hand over where your sacral chakra is, which is just about below your belly button. Take a slow breath into that hand. And we are going to chant 3 times using the syllable VAM. Play that note first. VAM. Again. VAM. One last time. VAM. I am using this gift as a light upon my path, as a light upon the world. Picture that in your mind's eye for the next moment or two. Take a breath. Take a breath right back into the sacral chakra. You're ready. On the exhale, open your eyes. Wow. There's a reason we say, trust your gut. As we move to the solar plexus. Right? So returning to your bulletin, let's read from the bulletin, starting with, in yellow, the solar plexus. The solar plexus is our source of personal power, our sense of self and individual development. From this sacred center, we reach out to our higher selves to bring this year greatest understanding and wisdom in all our affairs. We can, for example, choose to live greater joy by bringing joy to others through our humor. In so doing, we can instill new life to ways of thinking and seeing in a loving, gentle way. Now, take the paper. Oh, yeah. So now, take your 2 pieces of yellow paper, and on one, you're going to write a challenge, and on the other, a blessing or where you are strong. Give you another minute or two to write your thoughts. Now, take the yellow piece of paper with your challenges or struggles, the rocks in your rucksack, as you've heard me say in numerous sermons. Crush it into a ball with your left hand and repeat after me, I know my true self. I know my true self, and you do not belong with me. You do not belong with me. You are not my true self.
You are not my true self.
And set it aside to your left. And now, grab the other with your right hand. Take a look at it and repeat after me. In gratitude, I use this gift. In gratitude, I use this gift as a light upon my path,
as a light upon my path,
as a light upon the world.
as a light upon the world.
The syllable for this is Ram, and I want you to breathe right into your belly, into your solar plexus, your chi, your gut. You can put your hand over there with that yellow paper and breathe into it, the nose. Ram. Again. Ram. Again. Ram. Look at that paper. This is your light upon the world. Imagine its effect as you meditate. Return from the beautiful things you have done. And we're going to look to the back of our bulletin. We're moving on to the heart chakra. And I think it's so wonderful when I finally realized that what are we doing when we hug? We're pressing the heart chakra, which really turned me away from that guy buddy thing of doing the side hug, right? Because it's really, pressing the heart chakras. So looking at, it's symbolized with the color green. So if you would turn to that, we'll read together. The heart chakra is our source of love, compassion, our humanity, our open-heartedness, and empathy. Through this sacred center, we are the embodiment of God's love that is within us and surrounds us. With every breath, we are breathing love into our bodies, and we release fear, worry, stress with every exhalation. By loving ourselves and others without limitations, we are free to heal and accept life as it comes, and all is well. Now, take 2 green pieces of paper, and on the one on your left, you are going to write one way that you struggle or are challenged, and one way that is a strength and has been a blessing in your life. When you're ready, with the left hand, you know what we're going to do. We're going to take that green piece of paper with the challenge and crush it up into a ball, or if you're at home, you're going to just scratch it out boldly, fervently, with a pencil or a pen. And repeat after me. I know my true self. I know my true self. And you do not belong with me. Do not belong with me. You are not my true self. You are not my true self. Now set it aside. And looking at the paper, put it with your right hand, look at it, take in those words, that strength, that blessing, that gift, and repeat after me. I gratefully use this gift. I gratefully use this gift as a light upon my path, a light upon my path, as a light upon the world.
As a light upon the world.
The syllable for the heart chakra is Yam. Place that green piece of paper over your heart. Picture this emerald green energy, and we will chant. Breathe into your heart. Yam. Breathe into the heart. Yam. One last time. Yam. And now, into a state of meditation, picture yourself using that gift as a light upon the world. I know this healing's taking a little bit longer than we're used to, so I hope you'll bear with me. We have just a few more chakras. So looking at that, set that right paper aside, and we're going to move to the throat chakra, our source of communication. We sure do use a lot of it, don't we? And our words of God, do they illuminate God, our God self, or do they illuminate our human frailty? So looking at the blue chakra, Ham, which sounds so much like does it not? Turning to your bulletin, the throat chakra is the center of our communication, our intelligence, and truthfulness. It is through this energy that we receive inspiration and synthesize it, constantly striving to share our ever-evolving sense of truth. From this sacred source, we find that communication is more of an inward process than an external one. As we give the more attention to our divinity and expressing our internal truth, then we worry about external perceptions. Now take 2 blue pieces of paper, and then one write down a way that you are challenged or struggle in this area, taking inspiration from Reverend Scott has provided us. And on the other, write down, that's funny I'm saying right away, write one of the ways that you are blessed or strengthened in this chakra. looking at the blue paper where you struggle. You know what you're going to do. In your left hand, crush it into a ball, into a fist. Looking at that fist, say, I know my true spiritual self. I know my true spiritual self, and you do not belong with me. You do not belong with me. You are not my true spirit. You are not my true spirit. Now lovingly set it aside. And looking at the paper with your right hand, repeat after me. I gratefully will use this gift. I gratefully will use this gift as a light upon my path, as a light upon my path, as a light upon the world.
As a
Light.
light on the world.
We will chant Hum 3 times, but I want you to, as you say Hum, close to the M and feel that vibration right there in your throat chakra. So we will sustain the of the Hum. 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 One last time. Read once more the words you have written, your blessing. And now close your eyes and picture yourself as you use it as a light upon the world. Now we move to the brow chakra, the third eye. And for something that is so elevated, you'd think that there's very few things that could interfere with it, but we know that our intellect, our cynicism can sometimes cloud our true judgment and our true connection to spirit, and to be able to see things on a much broader, larger scope than our immediate physical human condition. So turning to the back of your bulletin, repeat after me. Read with me. The brow chakra, or third eye, is our source of wisdom, intuition, imagination, our sense of true self. From this sacred center, we are better able to understand others as well as ourselves. It helps us access messages from spirit and enables us to learn from past mistakes or hurts, guiding us to something better. It helps us to be honest, loyal, and sympathetic individuals who are open-minded and clear-sighted. As we state in our fourth declaration of principles, we believe in personal responsibility. Working through this chakra not only allows us to take responsibility for ourselves, but it also empowers us to help others, using our strength in a positive way and making the world a better place. Finally, take your last 2 pieces of colored paper, and in one, write a challenge, and on the other, write a strength. Now, take that piece of paper in which you've written your challenges with your left hand and crumble it into a ball. And looking at it, I want you to say, I know my true self. I know my true self. And you do not belong with me. You are not of my true self. Not of. Now, lovingly, as a patient parent, set it aside. Now, looking at the right hand, read what you've written with as a blessing. And I want you to take 2 fingers with your free hand and just touch them to your third eye, to this. And I want you to breathe once through the nose. And you're going to probably elevate your shoulders a little bit to breathe up to that spot. All right. And now, the symbol we are going to use is ah, om, om. And you're going to also allow that to vibrate into the M as we chant om 3 times. Give us the pitch, please, Julia. Om. It's okay to bring your teeth together and let that vibration move up to that chakra again. Om. More time. Om. Place both hands down through your third eye, using your strength. How does the world look through your third eye with this strength? Isn't it wonderful that the most innocent and childlike of all the selections was for that chakra? Now, set that piece of paper to your right. We're going to talk about the crown chakra, which I said is the culmination of all the positive light and all our strengths of the lower 7th. All those vibrations come together in harmony and concert to emanate the purest white light, which is why our healers are in white light, or in white robes. Now I want you to take your pencil and on that one piece of white paper, just use one word for each of the strengths that you have outlined on the other lower 7 chakras. Just put those 7 words on the white piece of paper. I didn't talk to her much about her music selections in advance, except for how the keys had to go up. And because I didn't want to dictate too much, but notice that the seventh chakra is the most joyful. And if you look at our reading, talk about how happiness and joy are the emanation of God. And so only in this space, in this chakra, that's why there's not a second piece of white paper, is there only cause for nothing but joy So I'm so grateful for that. Now, I'm so grateful for our healers, and I'm going to actually ask you to use your white paper and think about them as well. Hold those white papers in your hand and stand up for us. We're going to, it is open. It is defenseless. It does not close up. I am open and free and joyful. We're going to, and I want you to think about how the world is with you bringing these 7 gifts to the world. We'll chant Ah 3 times. Ah. Ah. One last breath, and you're going to feel it all the way through all 7 chakras. Ah. Eyes open or eyes closed. Spread your hands apart and bring these gifts into the world.